Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Exploring Careers. Today, I'm lucky enough to be joined by Rebecca, who is coming from the Naval Shipbuilding College. Thanks for joining us today, Rebecca.
Hey Mitch, thank you for having me.
No, excited to get stuck into this one. Can you tell us a bit about yourself, what you do, where you work and all of that type of stuff?
Yep, so I work down at BAE Systems Maritime Australia as a first year fabricating apprentice. So down there, as an apprentice, you just go through the training and all that. And then at the moment, I'm doing my welding qualifications. So then I can get straight onto the structural side of things and start building ships, I guess.
Perfect. And what do you love most about your job? Like, is this something you've always wanted to do, and was it as expected, I guess?
Oh, this job really wasn't as expected as I thought it would be. It just kind of popped up, and the thing I love most about this job is everything's hands-on and you get to learn something new every day, and it's just a really, really awesome job.
Perfect. And I'm simplifying things by saying this, but obviously building ships sounds quite complicated. What's the most challenging part of your role?
I think that would probably have to be the heat, because you're always using hot work and a lot of hot work, and it just gets pretty hot, but you get used to it pretty quickly.
Yes, I can imagine. I don't think I'd cope with that. Just coming back a little bit, how did you get into this? Like, what's your background? Is this something you were always interested at? Like, was this something you thought you'd do as you were completing school, or did it come out of nowhere? Can you talk us through your background a little bit?
So in school, I've always been engaged into hands-on subjects. So like metalwork, outdoor education, PE. I've always been into the physical side of things, and I guess that's how I learn better, is by doing it. I kind of got into this is because my parents and my older brother and my grandfather, they're all in the army. My older brother is now, and I kind of didn't really want to go down the army route, but I still wanted to stay in defence but do something hands-on and building things like what I love. And this job just popped up and I went for it, and yeah.
Awesome, happy days. And I've got written down here that you went to TAFE. What did you study there, and how's that applied to what you're doing today?
Yeah, so at the moment we are doing I'm doing a certificate 3 in metals and engineering. And so that's basically learning the whole thing about this industry, this big industry that we're in, and just all the basics pretty much.
Perfect. And so what was it? So when you were thinking about what you were going to do and the different options, I know you mentioned you liked being hands-on and your family had a background in the army and doing things kind of hands-on and getting outdoors, definitely not sitting at a desk by the sounds of things. So what was it that made you pick the naval shipbuilding industry, I guess?
I guess it's the fact that we are building ships for the Navy that are going to help serve and protect our country, and in a way I'm also helping them by participating in building ships and protecting our country and protecting our waters. So I think that was the biggest thing for me.
Perfect. And what stood out to you about BAE Maritime Systems specifically when you were applying? What was it about them that drew you to them specifically?
I think it's saying the fact that we're building ships, and this is a kind of a newer company as they're going into a new program where we're building 9 ships, and it kind of caught my eye that this job can be a lifetime job, and if I just work hard and dedicate myself to this job, I think I love it a lot, and this is, yeah.
Perfect. And when you're applying for a job, no matter what that job or role may be, you've always got to stand out from the crowd. What did you do to make sure that you stood out when you were applying, to make sure that BAE picked you and wanted you as part of the organisation? Was there anything you did specifically to help stand out from the crowd?
I guess it was basically showing what I can do. Like, obviously, I'm hands-on, so I mentioned that I'm hands-on and where I'm able to work in a team environment. And obviously that's really important for all work. Wherever you are, it's really important to work in a team environment, and it shows that you have great persistence in doing whatever you can.
Yeah, amazing. And obviously you're still young, you're only fresh out of the school system, I imagine. So you would know quite well the difficulties a lot of young people face when they're completing their secondary school, whether it's year 9, 10, 11, 12, what have you. You're required to make a lot of decisions. People are asking a lot of you in regards to, well, what are you going to do after school? What are you studying? Have you got a plan? It's quite a stressful time. So for anyone watching this, any young people who are facing similar things, maybe in year 9, 10, and are stressing out a bit about what to do and how to go about it. Do you have any advice you'd give to those, young people watching this, knowing what you know now?
I guess it's basically to keep working hard, and no matter how tough it is, there's always going to be great success on the end of that road. And look, just like me, I got an apprenticeship with Australia's most biggest company, and you just got to keep trying hard and never give up, because you never know what's at the end of the road.
No, exactly right. That's great advice. And is there anyone in particular that's inspired you specifically in your role, or generally speaking, just your life as a whole? I know you mentioned your brother's in the army, which must be very proud. That's something really exciting. Is there anyone who's really inspired you or stood out in that regard?
I think it would be my parents, because they've always pushed me to do my hardest in school. And even though I didn't like it, I still done that. And they always raised me to have a high work rate and to show me that there's always success at the end of the road. No matter how long it is, no matter how short it is, there's always success. And they've raised me to be strong, and yeah.
Awesome. No, that's great to hear. And last question, just before I leave you, is there anything else you want young people to know who are maybe considering a career in the naval shipbuilding industry or with BAE Systems specifically? Is there anything you think people should know, or they should do, or they should be prepared for? Any kind of last, words of wisdom?
Yeah, I guess just to be there, be present with everyone. If there's an opportunity that comes up, even bigger than probably this, go for it. No matter how low the chances are, always go for it, because you never know what the outcome is going to be, and it's better to take chances than take none.
Perfect. No, that's very well said. Well, of course, if you do want to learn more about what Rebecca's had to say today, if you're keen on learning more about careers in the naval shipbuilding industry or with BAE Systems specifically, we'll leave all the relevant links down below so you can go and learn a bit more, do your own research, and if it's something you're keen on, you can get the ball rolling from there. But thank you so much for joining us today, Rebecca. It's been great chatting to you, learning about your story, what you're doing, and the different career opportunities available within the naval shipbuilding industry. And I wish you all the best with your future endeavours.
Thank you for having me.